The actual toss of the coin at 20 minutes before the game. I guess we'll see it reenacted here, and we'll figure out who's kicking which way. Can you ever remember seeing the actual coin toss?
I don't really look for it. You were up there stairs talking to a guy from Bellaire, one of your former college buddies.
Yes, Jeff Stoltz, who is he's not from Bellaire, he's from Martins Ferry, but he's teaching in Bellaire and coaching in Bellaire. He's the head wrestling coach and has done a nice job with their program down there.
Bob Radakovich and Jim Valerio are the co-captains for Central tonight, and it looks like Mark Doyle is one of the co-captains for Bellaire, and I can't catch the other one. 61 and 50, that's Bill Chisleski. Quickly running down the starting lineups if we can. Bellaire will show Chisleski at center. Kevin Dunlap and Bryan Ramsey will be at the guards. Mike Curry and Mark Doyle at the tackle. Tight end will be Rob Jeffries, and they'll use a bunch of people at the split end position. Jim Sabinski, Keith Blanchard, Donnie Radcliffe. In the backfield, it'll be Dave Caligas at quarterback. He'll probably alternate with Bobby Kamsky. The fullback is Big Scott Blumling at 208, and the tailbacks will be alternating at times, Tom Strusian and David Youngblood. Meanwhile, Central has one to toss. They've elected to receive, and they'll show Bobby Arosevich at tight end. Lane Rogers will be the split end. Earl Marshall and Joey Colabella will be the tackles. Ronnie Delator and Todd Phillipson will be at the guards. Mark Marchetta replacing the injured Anthony Swan at center. Florak Mark will open at quarterback. Craig Brown the tailback. Mike Sciarroni the fullback. And Todd Dugan at the wingback. Keying up for Bellaire is Ramsey Gino, and he can kick it. He hit a 26-yard field goal last week.
Bellaire always seems to come up with a kicker.
They certainly do. High and deep. At the 10. It's Dugan. To the 15, 20, has the hole, 25, 30, cuts it back, 35, breaks the tackle, 40, 42-yard line. Todd Dugan. Excellent return from the 10 to the 42-yard line of 32 yards in Central. Quickly has good field position. They spotted him at the 41, Gino. Good way to start the game.
Dugan used his blockers effectively while he had them. When his blocking ran out, he made the good cut back to the inside. There were three white shirts who were pursuing from the far side. They had stayed in their lanes on the far side like they're supposed to do on a kickoff until they're sure that the runner has committed himself. They came over, and one of them eventually made the tackle.
Fullback Michael Sciarroni is the flanker. Dugan is the wing, and Craig Brown, the only back in the backfield behind Florak. Pitch back right side, looks like running room. Brown, 45, cuts it back. Near midfield, he lost the football. It's loose at the Central 47-yard line. And recovered by an alert Crusader. Phillipson alertly recovered that fumble. Same formation, but to the left side. Dugan's a wing, Sciarroni's flankered, and Brown in the backfield. Let's see if they pitch left this time. There they go. The guards are pulling. Brown turns it up, cuts it back. Brown to the 49 before he stormed under by four white-shirted Bellaire Big Redders.
They're giving them 49 and a gain of 2.
So, a gain of 2, and it'll be third and a long 2. This time Brown is flankered left, and Sciarroni's the only back in the backfield. Now they shift, and Florak sees a misalignment, and he calls a timeout. College Park, Maryland, probably roasting.
That's what did it.
Third and short for Catholic Central at their 49. That same formation to the right. Sciarroni's in the backfield, and Florak is back to pass. He flips one out in the flat, and wide open is Dugan at the 45 of Bellaire. Breaks the tackle and gets down to the Bellaire 41-yard line. Central moving with their first down there in Bellaire territory. No, that's 10 yards. 10. Oh, good. You're counting very well. Better than Jimmy did last night.
I didn't want to say that you were wrong. I just thought I'd give the yards.
First and 10. Florak over the middle. Has a man out there. Incomplete. Almost intercepted by Donnie Radcliffe. The Crusader receiver was tight end Arosevich, and Bobby looked like he was open, but Radcliffe sort of just got there at the last moment to tip it away.
No, there was going to be two defenders closing on the ball. He might have fired the bullet.
Double tight end, Brown flankered left. Play action, Florak back. There was movement. Pass out into the right flat. Dugan has it at the 38. He broke one tackle as he was able to get away from David Youngblood. He got across the 35 down to the 33, but I think we got motion on Central.
Yeah, whoever flanked to the left side did not get set. He was not set for the count, and that'll cost the 5 yards instead of a nice pickup of about 8.
Yes, and 15.
9:47 of the first period, no score. The Crusaders have held the ball since the opening kickoff.
Central should have first possession all the time because they moved the ball well last week and they're using different formations this week. Now they come out with a basic formation. Wing back is Dugan. Double tight end. The split backs are Sciarroni and Craig Brown. Now Dugan in motion to the far side. Long count by Florak against the 5-2 defense. Play action. Florak in the pocket. Flips it out intended for Craig Brown, but he overthrew him in the right flat. Inside linebacker Scott Blumling had the coverage, but Dugan was open. Just not a well-thrown ball by Mark that time. And over to the right is Blaine Rogers. This is a pro set this time. Radakovich is tied at left end. Florak checks the defense. It's a 52. Here goes Brown in motion. Florak straight back. Look in pass. Almost intercepted. Nice play by David Youngblood as he cut right in front of Blaine Rogers and almost picked it off.
Just a simple slant intended for Rogers, and Youngblood just read the whole thing from the get-go, and when the ball went into the air, he stepped up for the football. Had Rogers not gotten a hand in, it might have been the interception and a little run back.
And he'll stand at his 40. And Tom Struzian is the deep man at the Bellaire 12. Straight up, end over end. And I didn't see a fair catch signal, but evidently there was a fair catch signal by Phil Green at the Bear starts 1st and 10.
You're talking about not seeing the fair catch signal. There was one. It was very early and very meager.
And the quarterback is Kalegas, and he hands off to his tailback, it's either Youngblood or Struzian. The formation was very tight, and it's Youngblood, and he has a very short gain to the 19 of 1. That name. 2nd and 9. Porter is flankered left. The backs are split behind Kalegas. The handoff is to the first man, and Kalegas couldn't get the ball to Youngblood. He had to keep it, and he smeared. Michael Sciarroni had grabbed a hold of Youngblood, so Kalegas took it out of his belly and just went into the center of the line and went nowhere. 3rd and 9. Expect to see this evening. We've got an equipment timeout for starter Bobby Kamsky was 0 for 3. 3rd and 9. Kalegas is rolling to his left. He's under pressure. He gets away. He throws the pass intended for Jim Campbell out in the right flat, but he threw it badly. Good coverage by the Crusaders over there, and it'll be 4th and 9 at the Bellaire 19, and Central ought to come up with good field position.
Ought to come up with very good field position. They held Bellaire to 1 yard on 3 plays, and tell you what, young Mr. DeBeasy was chasing him out there again, and I like
defensive end. Ramsey will punt. He averaged about 37 yards a kick last week. 5 punts and 182 yards. Central looks like they're setting up a return. Ramsey, the offensive tackle, booms it out of there. Dugan will signal fair catch at the Central 45. 41. Wing back left for the Central. Split backs, double tight end. Sciarroni handoff right side. Sciarroni over the 45. Sciarroni to the 48. Inside linebacker Mark Doyle over there along with his Kumba on the inside. Scott Blumling. Did you on Gene's show a couple of weeks ago?
He'll be back.
Even though I was the only one who called up. Meanwhile, it's 2nd and 7. Quick pitch to the right. Here's Brown looking for running room. He's over the midfield stripe, and he's into Bellaire territory at the Bellaire 48. Nice shoestring tackle by defensive end Bill Chesleski. Craig Brown advances 4 yards to the Bellaire 48, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Move the football downfield. Hopefully they'll be able to punch one in the end zone.
They're using an eye backfield this time. Uh-oh. Somebody moved on the left side for Catholic Central. Jimmy Valerio started too quickly, and that's going to hurt. 5-yard penalty. The second motion against Central. Laker. And Dugan will move to the right side, and Rogers will flank left. This time the backs are split. Lorak, play action. He's under pressure. He's blindsided. The ball is loose, and somebody will have it at the Central 38-yard line, and Bellaire says they've got it. Mark Florak had no chance. He was blindsided. And coming up with the fumble recovery is number 33 for the Bellaire Big Red.
Lost.
And Bellaire has it 1st and 10 at the Catholic Central 37-yard line. Handoff, first man, Struzian. He may have lost the football. There's a scramble at the Central 36, but they've hauled him down. Tom Strusen, 145-pound junior, was hit real hard. Second and long. Earl Marshall and Mark Taglione were in on that tackle. Throw I formation. Galegas long call. There's a counter left side. Strusen trying to get outside. Breaks one tackle, but he's going to go down into backfield. Jamie Hartzell, from his linebacker position, makes the big hit. The loss is back to the 40-yard line. It'll be third down and about 13.
That's instead of what might have been a pretty decent play.
Central takes a couple of linemen out, and they put Mike the Spike Allen in there, along with David Walkowski in the pass defense. And there's a flag. Coming back to pass is Galegas, but the flags are all over the place. Central's in a prevent-type defense as they brought in two defensive backs and took out a couple of people.
Well, Bellaire applauding the flag, so evidently it's against the Crusaders. They lined up in the neutral zone.
Well, Central's made 3 mistakes that have cost them 15 yards in penalties. Encroachment in the neutral zone with 4:15, quick first quarter.
Crusaders, I think, by virtue of that encroachment call, that's how they're getting Bellaire a little disorganized on offense. They're getting in so quick, they're anticipating the count real well.
Campbell split left, Galegas rolling. They flush him out of the pocket, flips one out into the flat, in and out of the hands of Tom Strusen, and putting a big hit on for the Crusaders.
Jamie Hartzell.
Was Jamie Hartzell again. Strusen didn't know Jamie was there. He bobbled the ball, but Jamie made sure that he separated the ball from the body when he banged him good. Almost a bodacious hit.
That hit for bodacious.
We saw one last night.
Oh, okay.
We'll wait for one. Ramsey again in punt formation. Good snap. Ramsey straight up and straight down. Dugan's trying to signal for a fair catch, but he couldn't get to the football because it didn't go too far. It'll be down by Bellaire at the Crusader 19-yard line. I need help.
Are they bodacious glasses?
They're bodacious. I'm gonna tell you, big man.
Mike
Central with that weird formation. Florak back to pass, and he is hit. The ball is loose. I think Bellaire may have gotten it unless they blew it dead. Florak was smothered on the blitz, and he fumbled the ball for the second consecutive time, and coming up with it is Bill Chesleski at the Central 12.
Somebody on the left side of the Crusader line better start protecting Mark Florak's back, or he's going to have to run a new one out.
He was crunched by 2 players that time. Bellaire a little disoriented. They'll call a timeout. 3:03 to go first quarter. No score, but Bellaire threatening when we come back. Protecting Florak because he's been getting heavy pressure the last 2 times. He's been decked very hard.
It's bad enough you got a guy starting the quarterback for the first time this year. You go to that second deep man, you know he don't have any experience.
Bellaire goes with double tight end, power I right. Quarterback Galegas takes it around the right side, and he's hitting the backfield. Bellaire's ball handling very, very shaky, to say the least.
Shaky is being kind.
Is it being kind?
Yes.
Earl Marshall gets credited with the tackle, a loss of 2 back to the 14, and Bellaire is just not going anywhere on the ground. Defense moving by, hopefully, a great stand here after the second straight fumble.
I know why we differ. I gave Youngblood 1 yard, you gave him 0 on a play.
Power I right again. Single flank for Porter to the right. Galegas back to pass, throwing over the middle, intercepted at the goal line. Taken by Lance Robson. He has running room. 10. He's at the 20. 25. Lance Robson still going over the 30. Big play by Lance Robson. The pass was intended for Jimmy Campbell, but Lance Robson stepped inside and came up with the big interception and returns it out to the 30-yard line. He intercepted at the 1.
Now the Crusaders dodged the bullet on a nice defensive play by Robson. He just did what a defensive back was supposed to do. He went back, covered his zone, and the ball was thrown. He came up and met the football. He didn't stand and wait for it. He came up and met the football and was able to scoot down the right sideline for a little bit of yardage.
So Central out of the hole now. Let's see if they can do something here. Pro-I backfield. Hand off to the tailback. Craig Brown, right side, running room. Brown over the 35, spins to the 36 and maybe to the 37. Good running by Craig Brown. On first down, nice yardage. Craig 36, Scott Blumling, and Jimmy Stabinsky, number 1, the outside linebacker. The gain for Brown is 6. Call it 2nd and 4. at the Central 36. Same play, the blast play to the right side to the tailback Brown, and this time he goes nowhere. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Forward progress will be almost to the 37. So we'll give Brown a gain of 1.
Here.
Dugan is flankered left, double tight ends. The backs are Sciarroni and Brown. Florak back to pass. He's under pressure. He's blindsided again. His pass is intercepted by one of the linemen. It's Bryan Ramsey, and he has a touchdown. The lineman's dream. As Florak was set to pass, he was blindsided by one of the defensive ends. The ball popped up into the air, and big 6'2" Bryan Ramsey, all 242 pounds, scored the touchdown. I don't officially have, Gino, how many yards on the interception.
I believe it was 31. Check.
Times a lineman scores a touchdown. Charlie Keenan can verify that with his great interception in the semifinal game at the Rubber Bowl last year.
Ramsey will have an opportunity here to have all 7 points to himself as he attempts the extra points, and Dodds will hold.
The snap is down, the kick is up, and Ramsey's an excellent kicker, hits the big S on the top of the stands, and with 28 seconds to go in the first quarter, Bellaire has jumped on top 7-0, and we'll be back for the Big Reds kickoff. Always come up with good kickers.
Wait till next week when you see Holgar Shushar.
He told me about it.
He has a whip for a leg. He had 3 beer can kicks last night.
Is he a foreign exchange student?
Yes.
Ramsey, straight on kicker, hits it high but very short. And they're going to let it bounce at the 20, and Dugan will field it at the 21. Needs a block, 25, cuts it back 30, 35. Dugan almost to the 40-yard line. Dugan stopped at about the 38 or 39-yard line. Needed one more block, and he might have been off to the races. So again, Central has pretty good field position. They start at their own 38. Gino, this is their 5th possession here in the first quarter, but they've had very few plays outside of that first drive because on their last 3 possessions, 2 fumbles and a pass interception.
Well, thanks to the two sacks of Florak. Let's see, that's a minus 23. They don't have a whole lot of total offense right now.
Here comes Craig Brown to the right side, running room 40, 45, midfield, good speed into Bellaire territory. He's dragged out of bounds at the Bellaire 41-yard line by David Youngblood. Craig Brown showed his good speed that time as he outraced the corner on the left side of the Bellaire defense. He turned that corner and got excellent yardage. They mark him out at the Bellaire 40-yard line, so that's a 22-yard pickup for Craig. Second Crusader first down. The clock stopped with 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Offset this time. The only back in the backfield is Brown. He gets the handoff. He turns it up. He goes over the 35. Brown down to the 32-yard line before he's finally brought down by Donnie Radcliffe as the first quarter comes to an end. Bellaire leads 7-0, but the Crusaders are driving, and we'll be back.
Timmy Spencer.
He may be the starting tailback.
San Diego?
The San Diego Chargers tomorrow. Second down and a pair. Wingback formation, I backfield for Catholic Central. Here comes Craig Brown. He's trying to get outside. He has some running room. 30, cuts it back. 25, breaks the tackle down to the 21 or 20. Craig Brown, 3 straight carries, looking good. Defensive stop. Rocky Giangeli was over there along with 61. Mark Doyle, but not before Craig Brown, who's carried 3 consecutive times, is marked down at the 21. That's an 11-yard gain. He's moved from the Central 38 to the Bellaire 21.
And he has 8 carries and 60 yards.
So Craig enjoying a good evening.
Crusaders with their first serious threat of the night.
And they're going to rest him as he's flankered out to the left. And Hartzell's in the backfield, and Hartzell goes over the right side, and Hartzell was down to the 15, but we've got a flag at the 19. Could be some type of holding by the Crusaders, and penalties will kill you. And they've hurt the Crusaders so far this evening, even though they've only had 3 5-yarders.
Well, it is a hold against the Crusaders. That'll mess things up to the tune of first down and 19 instead of second down and about 5.
That may also force them to pass, which has been sort of a deficiency this evening. And as Central comes out of the huddle, the Bellaire Big Reds call a timeout. 11-11 to go in the first half. 7-0. We'll be back.
Coca-Cola.
Now Mark Florak reaches under, and he'll have the split backfield as they shift out of the eye and a wide slot to the far side. In motion near side comes Dugan, and that leaves Brown in the backfield, but he's not going to get the ball either. Yes, he is, because he's going to get it via the pass. Florak flares it out to him to the 30, 25, cuts it up to the 20. Down to the 15, still running to the 10, and will be knocked down at about the 6-yard line. I'm not so sure that he didn't get face mask, John, on the far side there.
Pretty hard for us to see that far.
He'll end up on about the 10-yard line. He was knocked out a little quicker than we thought.
He did a nice job, Gino, of dipping in and going out, and you can see how his speed has hurt the Bellaire defense. They can't stay with him, so that gain went from the 29 down to the 10, so they got themselves a first down and goal, possibly.
Looks like a first and... They're going to call it a 1st and 10, John. I guess they can get a first down on the 1-inch line.
I've got them unofficially for 3 first downs.
Well, at this time with a nobody in the backfield offense except for one, and that is Sciarroni. Sciarroni will get down to about the 4-yard line as he goes over right guard. Give him a side for Bellaire like Ramsey at 242 pounds?
He's big.
My goodness, and that's exactly where they ran the ball that time. This time it's the I. Sciarroni the up back and Brown the deep back. Short slot to the right. Brown will leap into the middle of the stack and get down to about the 2. Never did really get tackled. He was driven back after he got to the 2. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. A little option right.
A lot of bulk in that defensive line. They've got a 298-pounder. I don't know if he's in there for the goal line defense, but he could be the whole goal line himself.
Clark reaches under. He has the I. Hand off left side. Brown. He's going to be met at the 2 and driven back. They tried to take him outside, kind of a run off tackle off end, if you will. Not really a sweep. But he'll end up on the 2. Well, they can pick up a first down, but the ball will be smelling the chalk line. Crusaders break it out.
7-0, 9 minutes to go, first half.
Double tight end, wing left. Hand off to Brown. Brown is tripped up, doesn't get there. I don't think he got there.
Penetration by Bobby Kamsky from his safety position. He was up on the line. He made the initial hit, Gene, and prevented Brown from getting in.
Bellaire breaks it out. Collages, not a whole lot going on as they try the right side. Was it Youngblood? Or did Collages keep the ball? I can't even see that
It
part.
was the fullback. They put Scott Blumling in that time. Number 36 was the ball carrier.
You having any trouble picking up the red numbers?
It's tough sometimes. But I recognize Blumling. He's a big fullback. They don't use him too often on offense. But down deep in their own territory, they...
The up back is Youngblood. I can't see the deep back. Just the quarterback sneak off the right side. Collages kept it. He will get a couple of yards out to about the 3. Taglione on the stop for the Crusaders. Give him 1 to the 2.
Pickup of 1, 3rd and 8.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bellaire punted on 3rd and 8. Their ground game hasn't gone anywhere. I wouldn't take a chance of fumbling the football down there. I'd let Ramsey get back in punt formation and boot it.
Well, they may try one more quarterback sneak. Youngblood and Struce in the backfield. Now they split it out into a split back formation. Wideouts both sides, and they're going to throw the ball. I don't believe it. Collages lets it fly, and he had a man down the left side. It was kind of a timing pattern. Collages just threw it out there. His intended receiver was number 16, Bobby Kamsky. And the ball was about, what, 15 yards short and 10 yards wide.
Had he gone down and out, it might have been a chance for a completion. It was a straight fly pattern. Kamsky was the starting quarterback last week, but Collages moved in and did a good job.
So
Tony Lupinetti can return one, or Todd Dugan, that is, can return one for a touchdown.
I think Bobby would mind having Dirk right now. Same, I mean. The Crusaders going to be called for lining up in the neutral zone, or possibly it was an encroachment call. I wasn't looking downfield. I was looking at the receiving backs.
One of the Bellaire players, number 1, Jim Sabinski, who was lined up on the left side, moved from the line back into the backfield to create a 4th guy in the backfield, and the central guy encroached.
The Crusaders now with 30 yards in penalties. Ramsey gets the snap. Not much pressure from the Crusaders. Straight up it goes. And the Crusaders let it bounce, and it bounces backwards, back to the 25, back to the 20 before it's down. It hit at the 30 and bounced 10 yards backwards. Rather, Mark Florak pass. Wasn't Mark's fault. He was blindsided as his arm started forward. They wide everybody out. Hartzell is wide left. The pitch to Brown. Tries to turn left corner and does. 15, 10, 5, touchdown and a flag. It'll come back.
Central is out manning him on that play, Gene. They're getting blockers out in front of Brown. He's able to turn to corner. Bellaire not adjusting to the Crusader formation, but the penalty again will hurt. It was a late flag, but it could have happened. It was thrown by the back judge, or the referee, that is. It could have happened before, you know, the flag.
My, that was 6. My goodness. Dugan will split to the near side. The up back is Valerio.
Dugan's got man-to-man coverage here. Let's see if they go to him.
Florak back to pass. Gets some protection this time, and he throws it out into the near flat, intended for Jim Valerio. But it's a little bit too far for him. Valerio with a nice diving try. Florak is having 2 for 6, John, for 29.
It's for Dugan on a straight fly pattern against Rocket G and Jelly.
Dugan is wide out to the near side again. And there he goes down the right side. Florak airs it out, and it's in and out of the hands of Dugan. It was almost intercepted by Bobby Kamsky. Dugan cut in front of Kamsky and almost made the reception, but Kamsky's hands were still in the works, and the ball fell to the ground. 7-0 Bellaire. We're down to 6:15 of the second period.
I smell a touchdown pass here, Gino.
And evidently someone on the line moved because the flags fly and the Bellaire Big Reds are clapping. Crusaders pick up penalty number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 47 yards.
That's too many. But let's see what they come up with twins to the right, Dugan and Rogers. The backs are split, and back to Gino.
Florak reaches under, and he fades back. Lots of time. Lets it fly down the middle, and it's intercepted, and a flag is down, and I believe the flag will be offensive interference against Craig Brown, and the interception should stand.
Well, maybe Central will get lucky, and we didn't see it the right way, and it'll be defensive interference.
Oh, that's what it is. I think the Crusaders got a break.
They need one after having the touchdown called back and being penalized 7 times for 50 yards.
So 3rd and 27 will become 3rd. Let's see, what's 15 from 27 nowadays? 12. 3rd.
And that's 4 for Catholic Central on the first down.
Changes the complexion of things a lot. Split to the near side is Blaine Rogers. It's also a slot to the near side. Pitch left side, Brown. A little bit of shake and bake. Jitterbug into the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders.
So Craig Brown gets the touchdown after all. Boy, he followed his blockers very, very well. And the key block was thrown by Michael Sciarroni over on the left side as they went to the weak side with the flankers to the right. They went away from the flankers to the short side, and Brown picked his way, and it's 7-6, and we'll go for the conversion. Mike?
He just wanted the 6. Sciarroni will attempt the extras out of the hold of Wolkowski. It's a good snap. It's down. The kick is up. No doubt about it. 7-7 with 5:53 to go in the second period. We'll be back.
Not everyone can be a winner in a football game, but you'll always be.
169 yards on the ground by St. C against the Bellaire defense.
Brown with 12 carries and 87 yards and the touchdown. And Sciarroni will kick off. Youngblood and Strusen back for Bellaire.
They're up real short at about the 16 or 17 yard line, not anticipating a long one by Sciarroni.
And Sciarroni doesn't disappoint him either. It's going to come down to the short man. That's number 33, Darren Langford. And Langford won't go very far, just out to the 32-yard line. I didn't catch where he caught the ball. He's about 25, 26-yard line.
24-yard line in this game. They were leading 7-0 with a total offense of a -1 yard. Isn't that something?
What are you going to do? It counts. Show the eye with a slot left. Hand off to a new back, number 30. Number 30 is Philip Green. And Philip Green got up ahead of steam before he was met at about the 41-yard line and knocked down there. They're going to give him just across the 40. It'll be a pickup of about 8.
He was hit by Jamie Hartzell, and I'm going to tell you, Green blasting off of the I formation, hit the hole quickly and ran very, very hard. And that's the best running play of the evening for Bellaire. They put it at the 40, a gain of 8.
Hartzell and Green had a pretty good collision, too, at the 40. So give him the gain of 8, 2nd and 2. It'll be Youngblood and Green in the backfield again. Slot left, PI. And I don't think the world knew what the count was because Kalajius all of a sudden had the ball in his hands and he didn't know what to do with it. I think the center anticipated the count one too early. Did you know the Crusaders? Oh, I see. Never mind. I'm reading the program wrong. Slot left again. High formation, Collages, a little bit of misdirection, hand off to Green in the backfield. Green, 40, 45, busts the tackle and gets all the way to the 45 of Catholic Central. And had he been able to retain his balance, he was off to the races. Walkowski hit him at about the Crusader 47. And he was able to stumble, fumble, and fall out to the Crusader 45. It was very good speed. And from Bellaire, I'm going to give the kid the ball a few more times here and see what he can do.
Gene, that's only the first down of the game for Bellaire, unless I missed one, and they already had a touchdown without a first down.
Slot right. Hand off Youngblood. He won't get much over the right side. Met by the Crusaders just about at the line of scrimmage. Up off the bottom of the stack for Catholic Central. Number 73, Joey Colabella. Number 72, Paul Ignat.
So Ignat is in there. I think this is the first time I've seen him on defense. In him out.
Either that or I misread a number.
Meanwhile, Sciarroni moves in at a middle guard position, and Central has jumped into a 5-man front.
Collages. Right side, handoff Green. He does a little spin as he gets hit at about the Crusader 42 and rolls forward to the Crusader 39. Not a bad effort. Most of that on his own.
First half, score 7-7. Bellaire trying to put a drive together. They started at their own 30. This is their first drive of the evening.
Kamsky wide to the near side. Collages spins, hands off Green, and this time he'll be met right at the line of scrimmage. Up off the bottom of the stack is Sciarroni.
Also, Joey Colabella had him by the ankles. Sciarroni got him up top.
Give Green one.
Kamsky's probably going to be the quarterback.
Now Collages is there.
Oh, he is? Yes, he is. Excuse me.
Porter splits near side. They have a slot left. Youngblood and Green the backs. Little misdirection in the backfield, and the misdirection is going nowhere because Green is hit for a 1-yard loss at the Crusader 39.
Earl, the Pearl Marshal, diagnosed that misdirection play and got on the back of Green and nabbed him. Big defensive play, 1:38 to go in the half. Gene, let's see if Central opens it up here.
Great.
I don't mean my wife Marlene, who's someplace around this evening. They got the momentum, and I don't know, Sam may want to say, hey, let's take a shot at it.
Sammy might be able to use the big M. She can crack a whip, I hear.
She's tough.
Brown in the backfield with Jamie Hartzell. Dugan in motion to the near side. Draw Brown. A little bit of room in the middle, and it closed real quick. Brown will pick up about 3. Coming from the right side to make the tackle was Mike Curry. So far here in the first half on 13 carries.
You know, Gene, Craig came off the bench last year down at Bellaire and gained about 60 yards in 6 or 7 carries.
I think I said Mike Brown, didn't I? Well, the clock winds down to 36 seconds, and the Crusaders call time, and Coach Sam says, what'd you do that for? So,
I'd like to see a little misdirection play, or Bellaire's got 4 backs back about 20 yards, so they don't want him to get behind him.
Dugan is wide near side. Brown was in the slot. Florak goes back to pass as he rolls right. Throws it in and out of the hands of Brown. I think Craig Brown just plain old took his eyes off the ball to Bellaire 45. The pass is incomplete.
Thing.
3rd and 7. 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Dugan wide near side. Brown in the slot. Back to pass Florak. Lets it go and in and out of the hands on the near side of Blaine Rogers. A little bit too high for Rogers. Would have been a little bit too short for Dugan. Really the closest man to the football. Punt. Valerio back to kick. Gets a good snap and gets a wobbly spiral away. Fair catch called for and almost muffed at the 27 of Bellaire. Going to show Youngblood and Strusen in the backfield. Slide left, and well, there you go. Collages just drops back on one knee. I think some teams call that a 10 shield.
Well, Coach John Magistro in his second year deciding not to take any chances, and he'll let the clock run out.
Bellaire brought Green off the bench late in the second half. He picked up 26 yards on 5 carries. Here's the rest of the offense. Strusen -2, Youngblood +2 on 2 carries each. Blumling with 1 carry for 1, and Collages with 4 carries for zip. So the Crusader defense outside of Green has really done a job.
7-7 as we start the second half. Mike Sciarroni teeing up, and for third quarter action, back to Gene.
Strusen and Youngblood back at about the 15, waiting Sciarroni's kick. Last time it went short. And this time he gets into it a little better, and it'll be Strusen at about the 16. 25, 30, 32, and he's met by a wall of blue at the 32. And on the initial hit, number 42, Mike Allen. That's just you. He had more sense than you. If I wanted to be a Buckeye so bad, how'd I end up at Bethany?
I don't know, Gino.
And an offer to play football, and I blew that too. Oh well. Kalages hands off right side to Green, and Green squirms through a small hole, but it's there nonetheless, and a pickup of 4 from 31 to the 35. It'll be second and 6. I didn't mess you up there, did I?
Nope. Porter split left. They've used mostly tight wing formations with an eye backfield.
Rarely looked at those wide people. Back to pass is Kalages. This time he's looking at the wide guy, and that's Porter, and it's intercepted. No, in and out of the hands of Dugan.
Dugan made a dive. It was a real hard-throwing football, and Dugan would have had a super interception at the Bellaire 44. He may have injured his leg.
Maybe just a little bump, little bruise. He's not going to quit. He's on the flank.
Paul Wignett is on defense at the linebacker spot.
Back goes Kalages. Lets it fly, and it's complete, and down at the 38-yard line, number 84, Bobby Jeffries, Rob Jeffries.
Kalages pass complete to Jeffries.
Picked up a hard pass. He has no touch, it seems, Gene. He looks like he's a fastball pitcher. He's going to have to learn to put some touch on the football. Good defensive coverage by Central on that pass completion.
Back deep for the Crusaders, Dugan and Lipinelli.
So Jeffries will kick. The ball spotted at the 38. This will be his 4th punt of the night. And he gets the foot into it. Spiral, taken by Dugan at the 32. Tries the wall side, has a bit of a wall, cuts it back inside. Bye-bye birdie. Dugan can go if he can get outside, and you can kiss him goodbye. Dugan is going to run back. A 69-yard touchdown on a punt return. Took the ball, actually took the ball at the 32, so a 68-yard run back. No flags. And Todd Dugan, with the big run back, puts the Crusaders up 13-7 at the 9:54 mark.
The wall set on the right side. Dugan caught the football on the left side of the field. He waited for the wall to develop. I didn't catch the one key block at about the Central 45, but once he got that kick-out block, he had clear sailing in front of the Bellaire bench and outran the defenders. And we mentioned earlier we'd like to see Todd Dugan return one for a touchdown. He's a valuable Crusader performer offensively and defensively.
Sciarroni will try to add the extra point, put his team up by 7. Walkowski will hold. Down, the kick is up, and it snuck through there. It wasn't the best looking kick you'll ever see, but he got it through. 14-7 Crusaders, 9:54 of the 3rd period, and we'll be back.
For the Crusaders, it's number 13, Mikey Kissinger, 150-pound junior. So let's see what Michael can do. Todd Dugan with a beautiful, beautiful 68-yard punt return on Central's first possession of the 3rd quarter. They take their first lead, 14-7. The wall set up, and Dugan cut it back beautifully.
That's set up just like it's supposed to.
It's the way you diagram it.
Well, Kissinger gets into it to the 20, and it's taken by the short man again, and I didn't get his number.
It's either Green or Langford has done an excellent job for the Crusaders on punts and kick defense. He was down there initially for the stop.
Wide to the far side for the Big Reds goes Bob Kamsky. They show the eye in the backfield with Youngblood and Green. Hand off to the first man, Youngblood. He is smothered at the line of scrimmage.
And you know, 68 was in at middle guard that time. I didn't think he was going to play this evening. That's Anthony Swan. He's the offensive starting center, and they said he had a leg injury, but evidently he's healed up well enough to play defensive nose guard.
Earl.
I'd say he's about 215 maybe, not 230.
Pickup of 1 for Youngblood. 2nd and 9. Wing left, split backfield, and I can't say his name. Kalages with a long throw downfield. It's over everybody's head. The flag flies.
And I think that's offensive interference. The pass was intended for Donnie Radcliffe, and I thought the defender for the Crusaders, Lance Robson, had excellent position. No, excuse me, it was Fred DiDonato. 20, not 21.
And it'll be offensive interference. That's going to march him back pretty good. so loss of down, right? Is that Bellaire's first penalty?
Second. Both 15-yarders. The first was that interference call earlier.
That's right. Wideouts both sides this time, and the first man through is Youngblood on the option right. They decided to hand it off to him. Actually, probably a dive or belly series, whatever you want to call it.
Dugan and Lupinetti, twin safeties.
Ramsey doesn't get much of this one either. It's going to bounce in front of Dugan and roll for a round. Todd wisely just lets it go. And that one wanted to roll back a little bit. They down it at the Crusader 34. And the Crusaders with a 14-0 lead will try to add to it.
Punt covered 33 yards, Gene, and Todd was a little mad at himself. He's been a punt returner for the last 2 years for Catholic Central, and he
will wide out Mike Allen to the right side. Check that, Blaine Rogers. A slot out there also. I think it's Todd Dugan. Brown and Sciarroni in the backfield. Sciarroni comes motion left. That leaves Brown, and he gets the handoff, and he'll get short yardage out to about the 36. Gain of 2. Tackle for Bellaire. Bill Chisleski. And 8. Crusaders have been able to move the ball pretty well. Flank far to the right side is Sciarroni, and the pitch goes to
Tony Lupinetti.
Lupinetti?
Yeah.
31, okay.
Pounds. I'm not sure who put that hit on. It might have been Ramsey. He got up limping because it was a hard hit both ways.
Said it was a no gain, make it a loss of 1. Back goes Florak to pass on 3rd and 9, and he has an open receiver on the outside. It's Eric Anlacher, and he will take it all the way down to the Bellaire 47-yard line, and that's a first down easily. And there's an injured Crusader.
And he's got a leg cramp.
And that's going to happen when it's warm like it is tonight.
That's Todd Dugan, 32, with a leg cramp. He's rubbing that leg, boy. You wake up in the middle of the night and your leg.
Bobby Urasovich.
82, not 32. Tonight at the Steubenville Country Club. That's on Monday. The Eastern 15 League. Should be some good teams. Steubenville, Big Red, Oak Glen, Wintersville. Catholic Central's not too bad, hoping we play well.
1st and 10 at the 47 of Bellaire. Crusaders with the football. Florak rolls left. Flag flies. Short pass over the middle. Complete to Jim Valerio. Valerio cuts it up the middle and down to about the Bellaire 32-yard line.
I know what that penalty is, Gene. Todd Dugan was not set down, and the flag flew. The snap came quickly to Florak before Dugan was able to get down.
Sammy Radakovich telling you that's the second time he did that. Have a little one-on-one conference on the sideline. Injured Crusader out in the middle of the field as the penalty will be marked off.
This receiver was the injured Crusader. He got up under his own power. He appears to be okay. 5:50, the clock moving here. Middle of the 3rd quarter. Central has come from a 7-0 deficit to take a 14-7 lead.
And Mark Florak goes back to pass on 1st and 15. Rolls right, trying to find someone to throw to, and throws short and incomplete to Eric Anlacher. That's a double 8. That's who it is. It is Eric Anlacher.
Their defense has done a super job. However, the offense gave the touchdown to Bellaire, so you want to have a couple extra TDs.
And everybody a little confused on offense, so Mark Florak calls time. Crusaders are back in the huddle and getting ready to go. BYU comes back to take a lead at halftime, Mr. Neese.
They're good.
Are they that good?
They're not bad.
I watched them. I thought they were okay. Mark Florak. Split backs behind him, wide out to the left. In motion comes Anlacher from his right side split. Florak back to pass, throws it over the middle, and complete to Bobby Urasovich at the 35, but there's another flag.
That would be a first down if it's not against Central.
Illegal, 2 hands behind the head. Illegal receiver?
I don't know who it would be. It was thrown on the sideline here. Let's look for that signal here.
Illegal participation. Ineligible receiver is the call, but I don't see it on the chart.
Wonder which player it was. That's their 9th for 70 yards, and 2 or 3 of them have nullified nice gains.
3rd down and about 5, 10, about 20. Dugan, pitch left. Cuts it back inside to the 49 of Bellaire. He will pick up about 7 or 8.
Give him 7.
That's Todd's first carry of the night.
Right. He's versatile, though. He can return punts. He's a good defensive halfback. He's a good pass receiver. And Sam Radakovich is utilizing all the skills that Dirk Dugan has by using him in at least 3 or 4 different areas offensively.
So the Crusaders will punt on 4th down and 12.
And Dirk Dugan is in punt for Todd Dugan. Excuse me, Todd.
It's all right. And Dugan doesn't get into it at all. He shanked it badly. One of the Crusaders goes out and downs it before something bad can happen. Mike Allen went out and downed it. That is a -2.
If
Milko,
I'm not lying.
If you're listening, Milko, call the radio station and tell Ricky Wojcik. Oh my, there's a flag. I was going to say there's some motion there. Someone didn't get set. And the handoff goes to, let's see, Strushin. And the run will be nullified because they're going to mark a few yards off here. Up 3:56 of the 3rd period. This one crawling along, Mr. Neese,
yes.
At 9:35.
It certainly has slowed down here in the 3rd quarter. Central jumps into a 5-2 defense this time with Sciarroni on the nose.
Quarter wide to the near side. Back to pass is Courageous. He throws it complete to number 84, Robbie Jeffries. And he's down at the Crusader 41, pickup of 8.
That pass was blocked by an on-rushing Crusader lineman. It was not intended for Robbie Jeffries, who was very alert to make the catch and turn it into an 8-yard gain.
3 minutes. Show the eye in the backfield, flanker near side, split far side. Hand off Green, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and gets nothing.
Big Mark Taglione with a big defensive play from his tackle position. They list him at 285. I didn't realize he was that big.
And off the bottom of things came Mike DeBeese. And they snap it back to Ramsey. I thought maybe a little fake might have been in order. And there's Ramsey's best kick of the night. High and taken by Dugan at the 14, and he falls to one knee. If we see any new faces in the Crusader lineup, I kind of doubt it at this point. Craig Brown and Sciarroni the backs. They hand off to Brown, right end, and he'll get about 5 to the 19 before he's slapped down. And that means slapped down. Someone came in with a big club and took him down. Gain of 4, and Brown's not getting up right away. And I think there's 2 Crusaders down.
That was Blumling, the inside linebacker at 208. He's a hard hitter. Initial contact was by nose guard Darren Langford, who broke through into the backfield.
Mission stands. There's 1, 2, 3 of those.
Did you drop some gumdrops?
Little fishies, yeah.
They're on my shoes. I'm going to send you the bill.
For those, Borak hands off right side, and that's Todd Dugan. Dugan out to the 21 before he's tripped up. A pickup of about 2. Todd will get some extra running duty now.
Nice open field tackle that time by, I thought it was Bobby Kamsky from his right cornerback position as Dugan went in, had a hole, and then tried to dip to the outside, and in the open field, Kamsky came up with a big stop. So would like a first down here, Gene, with 55 ticks to go in the 3rd quarter. They only need 14-7.
Look at this formation. Single back. You got a flank to the far side. You got a wide split, and the play is not going to get off. They took 4 hours to set it up. Anliker finally went in motion from about 84 yards out. Dugan will wide out to the near side. Anliker in the near slot. And Florek back to pass on 3rd and 8. Airs it out over the middle and in and out of the hands of one defender.
We've got a flag.
That would be Donnie Ratcliffe. The flag.
Again, ineligible receiver downfield. These formations that Central is using, somebody is lined up in a situation which makes them a lineman. And they're going out into pattern. And they're ineligible to be in that pattern because of these formations when they end up with only one guy in the backfield and the other one's all split out. That's the 2nd time it's been called.
Now Crusaders are going to have to punt it away.
That's an incomplete pass. Florak's 13th attempt. He's completed 3. Because they declined the penalty. Well, they didn't have to take the penalty. It was a penalty and a loss of down. They took the penalty. All right. So that's 5 more yards.
Bellaire will kick it away. Doesn't get a real good one off, although it's long and wobbly and it'll bounce. They let it go. I don't believe that Strushin let that ball bounce 85 yards. He could have picked that ball up and still had 15 minutes to go somewhere with it because there was no one near him. It rolls dead at the 42. Bellaire will start 1st and 10 there. Washington over OK State, the Cowboys.
Well, that's a good matchup. That punt covered 48 yards for Jimmy Valero.
It's all yours.
Oh, that's right. We're in the 4th quarter. 14-7. Callegas back to pass. He's under heavy pressure. He's sacked. Initial hit was by Mike DeBeese, and then Mike Sciarroni and Mark Taglione put the sack on. The loss is back to the 35 of 7. 2nd and 17 for the Big Red. 26 yards unofficially on 20 running plays for Bellaire. They've only Binsky is flanker left and split right is Campbell. Green and Youngblood split backs behind Callegas. He's straight back in the pocket. He's under pressure. He's throwing down the right sideline and intercepted out of bounds by David Walkowski. Oh, they're going to give it to him. They said he caught it inbound. Ooh. David Walkowski leaping high. The youngster's been into the defensive back position, did a good job last week, and has played a lot, and he comes up with the interception. They lead by 7 and would like to put one more on the board, Gene.
It's a good thing that didn't happen on the other side of the field.
1st and 10, Crusaders at their 43, eye backfield, pitch right, Dugan on the power sweep. Dugan near midfield, he's bumped out of bounds by Bobby Kamsky, but not before Dirk has a nice gain on 1st down on the power pitch right.
That was a bit of a friendly spot, too.
So Todd Dugan, who we've been calling Dirk Dugan quite often, I know his brother at the Miami University of Ohio doesn't mind that.
What do you mean, we?
Inside Bellaire territory. Anliker, Singer, flanker right. Double tight end, backs are split. Over the left side, Sciarroni has the 1st down. He carries tacklers with him. To the Bellaire 45-yard line goes Mike Sciarroni. Power driving fullback. 4, some insurance. Double tight ends again, Anliker, single flanker left. Over the right side, Jamie Hartzell looking for yardage. He'll get 2 to the 43. Rocky Giangeli, along with 58, Mike Curry, make the stop of Jamie Hartzell.
In the meantime, they give Hartzell 1 to the 44.
114 yards on the ground for Central on 25 carries. That's over 4 yards a carry, not too shabby. There's Dugan to the outside. He tries to cut back and he slips. And he's pinned down by inside linebacker Mark Doyle. No gain.
If he doesn't slip, John, I think he gets away from Doyle because he's cutting back inside. There was nobody left on the inside. Everybody pursued to the other side on the fake.
9:45 to go. Central leads it by 7. They trailed 7-0 in that 1st quarter. And now
Appalachian State in front of you?
20-13 final.
That was a final? Okay. Mr. Neese paid attention to something there.
I oohed at that one. Because that's an independent playing a Southern Conference school and keeping it close. Carolina's supposed to be loaded.
What about that smooth?
3rd and long. Back to pass, Florak. He hangs in the pocket, flips it out, and like they're open at the 29 of Bellaire, and he makes the grab and holds on because Mark Doyle put the big hit on. Glue-fingered Eric Anliker, and he gets up slowly. He took a good hit, but he hung on. This is his first varsity year, and he's doing a bang-up job as a receiver.
Yeah, he got banged up there.
The gain is to the 30. They drove him back, a pickup of 13, and that's enough for a Crusader 1st down. They're 9th.
Went down with it. Crusaders have the big 1st down.
4:14 for the flat, and he's back to pass again. He's looking, flipping out into the right flat. Is that Irasovich?
Yes.
The tight end has the catch. Short gain. Bobby tried to reverse himself. 2nd and 4, slot I. Dugan's the deep back, Sciarroni the fullback. Dirk Dugan, power blast right side over the end. Dugan across to 25, forward progress to the 23 before he's driven back. 4 down position with 7:54 on a turning 4th quarter clock. Let's see if Sciarroni gets it up the gut. Phyllis George will like that. That's a private joke, Gene.
Okay.
In motion, Hartzell, quick pitch, right side. Dugan turns it up, has the first down and some. 20, cuts it back, 15, 10, inside the 5 goes Dirk Dugan, and he's down at the 4. Touchdown saving tackle by Bellaire's Mike Robson. As he got Dugan at the 4, Todd picking up 19. Big third down play, first down number 10. It's first and goal for the Crusaders.
You know,
Phyllis George is the lady you call at school all the time.
That I know.
She likes the up-the-gut play.
Oh, okay. Or how about the belly play?
There you go.
You can hit her with that one on Monday.
Slot eye. Dugan left side. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Central gets the insurance score that they need, and they lead 20-7 with Sciarroni to attempt the conversion. A nice Crusader drive, Gene. They started at their own 43, and they went 57 yards in 9 plays. That's the kind of drive you like to eat the clock up and put the insurance score on.
They mixed it up real nice too, John. A little bit of passing, a little bit of running, and Dirk Dugan getting the last 23 yards all by his lonesome.
You did it.
Did I say Dirk?
Oh,
well.
See that?
That's first time, though.
Don't blame it on me all the time.
Well, it's contagious.
Dirk would like that, though. Todd Dugan with his second score of the evening. Sciarroni going for his 3rd extra point with Walkowski holding. The snap is good. The kick is up. And it's true. 21-7. Sciarroni 3 of 3 on the conversions. Central with the insurance score, and we'll be back for the kickoff after this. Yardage of 37 in 3.5 quarters. You're not going to score. They're fortunate they have scored a touchdown on that pass interception. Sciarroni back to do the kicking duties as Kissinger kicked off last time after Dugan's 68-yard kickoff or punt return. Down the middle, it's Green at the 15, right up the gut. 20, 25 over the 30, and Green is out to about the 32-yard line. Kickoff unit specialist down there that time for the Crusaders, number 44, Stevie Nance. Well, the Central defense technically pitching a shutout because the touchdown was scored against the offense, and they've jumped into that 5-2 again. Kamsky back to pass, quick out to the right side. It's complete to the wide receiver, but he's hit immediately over there on the right side. It was Kalegas was the passer. Campbell made the reception at the 36, so it's a 4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6. The backs are split. Pro set for Kalegas. He's back in the pocket. Quick out to this side to Kamsky. Kamsky has the reception and is immediately put down on the far side, or the near side, by Fred DiDonato. It's going to be close to a first down. It's at the 42-yard line. That would be a 6-yard pickup, and it may be a measurement. Gino's given me that much 2.5-inch sign.
Either way, I can't tell. I'm going to...
Babinski to the right, and Radcliffe split left. The backs are Youngblood and Green. Kalegas back to pass, stop and go. He's got Babinski out there. He lobs it up, in and out of the hands of Babinski. Tight coverage by Jimmy Valero. Might have been some shoving over there. The Bellaire bench a little bit hot. We do have a flag down. I didn't see it. Gino was pointing, and it's probably going to be pass interference on the defense.
Jimmy Valerio gave just a little shove while the ball was up in the air, a little one-handed push-off. And
1st and 10, Bellaire.
So they went with 2 quick outs and then the fly pattern.
It's not too late for Bellaire to get back into the game, but they're going to need some big gainers quick.
Campbell right, Radcliffe left, backs are split. Kalegas quick out. Campbell has it, breaks the tackle at the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30, and he's driven out of bounds. They said he stepped out at the 31-yard line. He is back in replacing Radcliffe, and he's to the left. Campbell right. The backs are in an eye. Kalegas back to pass. Throwing over the middle, has Babinski in the end zone. Did he get it? No, batted away at the last moment by Fred DiDonato. Babinski on a post pattern was open, and Kalegas may have laid it up there a little too soft, Gino, and Fred DiDonato was able to recover. And Davey Walkowski comes in, along with 41, Blaine Rogers. Kamsky is back in. He flankers left. Campbell to the right. Kalegas back to pass. In the pocket, has the ball tipped away by one of the linemen. Bobby Arosevich tipped it away and fell on it. Arosevich tipped it away as Kalegas was bringing it back, knocked it down and fell on it. Fumble recovery number 1 for the Crusaders. Turnover number 3 for Bellaire. And at the Central's going to have to get some pressure on the quarterback. And they did that time. Anlacher, Singer, flanker left. High backfield. Goes to the tailback. Lupinetti breaks the tackle. Lupinetti over the 45. Good running by Tony to the 46. Anlacher, single flanker left. Double tight end for Central. Counter play. Here comes Lupinetti. We've got a couple of flags. Could be a face mask. Now we've got 3 flags. Lupinetti got back to the line of scrimmage at the 46. No gain, but it's going to be a 15-yard mark-off, I got to believe, against the Big Reds for a face mask.
Yeah, Lupinetti.
21-7. They trailed 7-0.
Does this mean we won't see overtime tonight?
I don't think so. Lupinetti calls time, asks the official to help him. He's trying to adjust his helmet where they grabbed this face mask. Meanwhile, Anlacher is a slot right this time, double tight end. Rogers and Radakovich are the ends. Anlacher goes in motion to the far side. Deep handoff. Jamie Hartzell into the secondary. Jumps over a tackler. Jamie Hartzell down to the Bellaire 32-yard line. It's this squad, and he's certainly shown that he can do that. Anlacher is a wing right. He goes in motion to the near side. Florak on a long count. Uh-oh, somebody went the wrong way, so Florak ends up keeping it and goes down to the 29. He got 3. There was a new Crusader back in there, 44, Stevie Nance, and somebody either went the wrong way or Florak turned the wrong way. But he got blocked. This one started at their own 40. They're now at the Bellaire 29, and we've got 2:35 to go. Backs in an eye. Fullback up the middle. Sciarroni churning for yardage. Sciarroni over the 25, and Michael down to about the Bellaire 24. Again this season.
Yes, sir.
2nd and 3 at the Bellaire 22. Again, Sciarroni up the middle. Has the first down over the 20 to the 19.
In the lineup, everybody's scrambling. Let's get out of the huddle, get the play off.
New wingback for Central, number 25, Bobby Koslow. He goes in motion to the far side. Handoff, Sciarroni over left end. Sciarroni inside the 15, might have gotten to the 14. Now they'll spot him down at the 15. Efficient. Nance is at fullback, and Lupinetti's the tailback. Koslow wing right. Here comes Lupinetti. Lupinetti down to the 11. We're down to 28 seconds. This could be the last play of the game. Sam Radakovich content to run the clock out. 29 in the Central lineup. Bobby Bodigal tied at right end. Pitch back to the left side. There goes Mike the Spike Allen. Can he get in? He's inside the 10. He's down to about the 6. The ball appears to be loose, and Bellaire may have it. They do. With 13 seconds left to go in the game, Michael Allen looked like he might have had a shot at getting in. He was hit near the 7. And he coughed the football up at the 4. Give Allen a gain of 7.
And the
clock continues to run, Gene. They won't get a play in.
Nope, it'll go.
The horn sounds your final score as the squads converge at center field to congratulate each other. Catholic Central 21, Bellaire 7, and we'll be back after this.
Anna Chevrolet Cadillac would like you to know the simple truth.
For as little as $99, lease a brand new 85 car.
Anna Chevrolet Cadillac would like you to know the simple truth.
Hannah Chevrolet can lease you a new 85 Chevette for as low as $99. 85 Celebrity for $189.